what it was. Y'all know who it is. And y'all tuned in with priceless knowledge of self. And this right here, this ain't nothing but some cosmic insight, man. And say, hope everybody chilling and feeling well, because feeling well, that's actually of the utmost importance here today. That's because this right here, this a little something about those people that have Jupiter in the 6th house of their natal chart. Yeah. And we finna go here because I got Jupiter in the 6th house of my natal chart. Yeah. And before we do that, if you don't know my style, what I'm going to do first is I'm going to tell y'all a little bit about Jupiter in astrology. I'm going to give y'all a quick breakdown about the energy that comes along with it and how it might affect you. Then after that, I'm going to give y'all a little information about the 6th house of the astrological chart. Then after that, we're going to bring it to a climax, which, fortunately for you, that's what I do best. So, without wasting any more time, let's get it cracking. So, Jupiter, this is the planet of luck. And I also like to call it the thinking man's planet. And that's because it rules over higher learning, and it really gives us a yin for exploring ideas, both intellectually and spiritually. Jupiter rules over the sign of Sagittarius in the 9th house of the astrological chart. And if you ask any traditional astrologer, including myself, they're also going to say that Jupiter rules over Pisces in the 12th house of the astrological chart to a lesser degree. And intellectually speaking, Jupiter helps us in formulating our ideology. And, in a more spiritual sense, Jupiter rules over religion and philosophy and theology too, man. And this planet really concerns itself with long distance travel, ethical and moral values, our sense of optimism, luck, good fortune. Hey, it's all about that. And luck and good fortune are really going to come wherever Jupiter shows up in the chart and whenever you employ the characteristics of the sign that it's in. Okay. And then really, if you really look at it, man, Jupiter's the most kind and benevolent energy there is in the whole zodiac. Okay. And it really wants you to flourish in the most positive ways. But at the same time, understand that there can't be too much of a good thing. So, when you're fooling with Jupiter, you got to be mindful of complacency, but you also got to be mindful of just doing too much and overindulgence, because, hey, Jupiter doesn't want to see any limits. It knows no limits. It wants to blow past any limits. It wants to do it big as possible every single time. Okay. Now, when we talk about Jupiter in the houses, okay, whatever house that Jupiter is in, it's going to show where your luck lies in. It's going to show where you're going to receive the most luck from other people in the cosmos and your own inherent talents in life. Okay. So that's something to look at. Look at the sign, look at the house, blend them together. Okay. And look, there's a lot of people that, especially lazy astrologers, that they like to say when they do a video or they give an interpretation, they're going to say Jupiter in the 6th house or Jupiter in Virgo. Look, the sign and the house are not the same thing. They are ruled by the same planet. They have some of the similar energy, but they're not the same thing, because the sign is the energy that comes along with it. Okay. The house is the arena of existence, or the arena of experience, and, the area of life that it plays out in. Okay. Think about it. Okay. And so when we're talking about the 6th house, the 6th house is ruled by Mercury in the sign of Virgo, and it's about our health. It's about service to others. It's about our job or our work and our day-to-day routines and, our work ethic and style of work too, man. And the 6th really relates to discipleship and mastery, alongside the ability to overcome obstacles and actually produce the fruits of our achievements. Okay. Yeah. Planets in this house either manifest as blessings or challenges to our well-being and our health, really. And, they could be indicators to the jobs that we're going to work in, or how things are going to go in our day-to-day life when we're working. Okay. And the 6th house also, it refers to our pets, whether people speak on that or not. So that's something to think about. Now, when we're taking Jupiter and putting Jupiter in the 6th house, well, the first thing to understand about this one is that the 6th is a Caden house, but, it governs two of the most essential areas of life, which are work and health. And, the beautiful thing with this one is that, Jupiter's probably going to bless you in both of these areas. And I mean, big time, man. And Fortunately for me, I have this placement, man. I do have this one. And so fortunately for you, you finna get a first-hand look at this, okay? Because I know how this works. I see it every day. Every day. This is the 6th. You feel me? You know, the first thing I'm going to tell you is that you wake up with a smile on your face most days with this placement, man. You wake up every day with a smile looking forward to the next day, man. And I do. You know, I can't say everybody, but I know that a lot of people I talk to, this is one of them annoying places because this one could make you a morning person. It really could, man. And, you know, the thing to remember is that the 10th house, it speaks to your career. Okay. And the 6th house, you know, this refers to our job and the work that we do daily just to pay our bills. Okay. And, you know, sometimes they're the same thing and sometimes they're connected, but not all the time. Okay. And either way, man, you know, it's our work and our service in the 6th that's going to see the most luck with this one, y'all. Okay. Straight up, man. People with this placement right here, like myself, man, we love to work, man. And guess what? Love works us back, man. That's real. And, you know, one of the most awesome things this does, you know, it helps you find a job a lot easier than a lot of people should you ever be in a situation where, you know, you need to make something happen. That's beautiful. I've seen that. And with Jupiter here, you know, if you apply for a position, hey, 9 times out of 10, man, you're going to get that motherfucker. Even if you might feel underqualified or if the chances just seem slim, it's you that ends up with it, man. You know, and hey, man, you might also end up with a job that pays a lot better than most people, man, that are in that arena, man. You also, you know, might end up with a job that just really supports your growth and development, which, you know, that's the most wonderful thing that you could get from any job, man. I'm telling you now, man. And let me also tell you that, you know, this one could also mean that, you know, you see financial abundance come to you just by simply showing up to work consistently every single day, man. You know, that's what happens to you. You get luck by being consistent, man. You know, a 6th house Jupiter, you know, it could also mean that you get along really well with your coworkers, which I always have. You know, I always thought, you know, maybe it's just because I'm a funny person, but, you know, Jupiter in the 6th would be a funny person. You know, when I go to work every day, I play, you know, and I care. That's another thing. You know, the 6th is about service. Okay. I might not show up on time, but once I start work, I don't miss work. Okay. You ain't going to see me calling in. I'm showing up consistently. Okay. And I'm going to show up with a smile on my face consistently. I'm going to do whatever I have to do consistently. Okay. That's just what it's all about me. You know what I'm saying? I do have a work ethic that people have, that anybody that knows me, they're going to always speak on it. Like, hey, man, he has a hell of a work ethic, man. And I do, man. I do, man. And, you know, the thing is, you know, you make people smile at work and they love you. So a lot of blessings are just brought back to you with this one, man. And, you know, it's because of that heart that you have and that benevolent attitude, man. And not only that, you know, I can tell you straight up that a 6th house Jupiter also gives you, you know, natural organizational skills. You know, you're just kind of like that. You know what I mean? And the ability to know what the fuck you're supposed to do without being told. You know what I'm saying? And I feel I'm like that, man. Once I see something one time, once you showed me and I got it. And I can show everybody else too. And I'm going to do it with a smile on my face. I mean, that's just how it is, man. That's how I operate, man. And hey, I'm going to tell you straight up with this one, man. I got Mars in Capricorn too, supporting this. I don't know if I just hit the mic or not. My bad if I did, John, but I got Mars in Capricorn too, supporting this. So I'm going to tell you now, with Jupiter in the 6th house, you can outwork anybody. You can outwork anybody and still have nothing but a smile to show for it. Real talk, man. So yeah, this one right here, it can be a workaholic placement. So I'm telling you now, you also got to be mindful of, you know, overdoing it for the sake of your health, man. You have to be mindful of overdoing it for your sake of your health with this one, man. And, you know, speaking of health, this is the beauty of it. You know, take it from me when I tell you that, hey, Jupiter's going to bless you big time if you have this placement, man. Big time, man. You know, it's going to protect you from most serious illnesses and, you know, also bless you with exceptional vitality and recuperative powers. Like real talk, man. And strength too. And strength too. I don't know if I look strong, but I'm a lot stronger than I look. I promise you, and I'm not just capping. I'm just not capping, man. Look, I'm freaking 35 years old, bro. Real talk, man. And, I can drop down and do one hand push-ups right now. Like it ain't shit. Like it ain't shit. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And I've only probably been seriously ill maybe 3 or 4 times in my life, to be honest with you, man. I've broke maybe 1 or 2 bones, football injuries. And the times that I have gotten hurt, it was fighting or me, doing some stupid stuff, man. And my immune system, it's immaculate too, man. It's immaculate because I heal extremely quickly. And to be honest, other than going bald at 20 years old, I'm the picture of health. And I kind of know what to do for my health. I do partake, but I easily stopped smoking, cigarettes a couple of months ago just because it doesn't serve me. I have in my life got to where I was, in danger of being in a real dangerous situation with drugs. But I would notice that ain't good for me. I'll cut it out. Like, I just inherently know what I'm going to do for me, man. And if something ever is wrong with me physically, I'm telling you now, I know it immediately. You know what I'm saying? And I usually know what it is and, what caused it too, which is crazy. Like, that's crazy, man. This is what it means to have Jupiter in the 6th house. Real talk, man. This is what it means, at least for me. Okay. And however, let me also keep it real and let you know that, if Jupiter's afflicted here, or if it's receiving a lot of challenging aspects, it can point to some excessive self-indulgence. And, there's some with this placement that, might tend to overeat or overdrink and overdo it. And with Jupiter expanding everything, okay, this one right here could most definitely, make that waistline expand too. It definitely could, which can be counterproductive to all this health talk. Okay. But other than that, this one really does point to a lot of good fortune when it comes to health, which is awesome. Absolutely awesome. Take it from me. In this day and age with the Rona, Jupiter in the 6th is a blessing. And I'm about to have a Jupiter return this year because I got Jupiter in Pisces in the 6th house, at 22 degrees of Pisces. Not this year, next year. But it's coming real quick. Watch me work. And lastly, man, the 6th house is the house of daily routines too. So, people with this placement right here, they often find that their daily routine, is extremely essential to their well-being. And they really feel like it's the foundation of a well-organized life. And, being organized is actually one of the things that, Jupiter in the 6th does best. I mean, that's just kind of what it is, man. But, the biggest blessing here, is really just the ability that it gives you to be able to see both the details and the big picture. Yeah, at the same time, which, that's always going to help you be ahead of the game. Jupiter, this is the big picture. The 6th house, this is the details. So you can see everything coming. What you do with it is what you do with it, right? Because, hey, I ain't going to go there yet, man. Look, man. On a little side note too, pardon me. People with this placement like myself, and we absolutely love pets too. That's something that's real about this. So, you're going to seldom see somebody with this one that doesn't have one or want one. Okay. But hey, even if it doesn't play out like that, just because you built like that, you don't have to build like that. And what I mean by that is that we all have all this energy available to us in this chart. What you do with it is what you do with it. You could deny it. You could repress it. You could say, I'm full of shit. You don't have to believe anything I just said, man. Because it's not about what you do. It's about how you do it too. And hey, that's some priceless knowledge in itself. And there's been some priceless knowledge of self. If y'all food with me on any level, you need to be hitting that like button right now. You need to be subscribing if you're not subscribed yet. You need to be sharing this with somebody else and putting them on to me, man. Let them know, hey, man, this king right here, he's the truth. He's tuned in for real to the trio. Hey, man, speaking of which, if you're interested in astrological readings whatsoever, you can either hit me up in the comments below or you can email me at mr.turner1300@gmail.com, man. And until next time, y'all keep it real, because I promise you, that's all I know how to do. That's all I'm going to do.